Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disney California Adventure to take you on a full tour of the entire park, and along the way we'll share secrets that you didn't know. So let's get going. We're going to begin our tour of Disney California Adventure right here at the park entrance. We're going to swing around here and walk up Buena Vista Street. Now on the left-hand side are a bunch of gift shops, and on the right-hand side, and along the way, just like our Disneyland tour, we are going to share some secrets. I don't have as many as I did over at Disneyland, but I do have some. For instance, Mortimer's Market, straight ahead of us here. Mortimer was actually the original name that Walt Disney wanted to call Mickey Mouse, but his wife thought that the name sounded too pretentious, and so it got changed to Mickey. However, Walt still liked the name Mortimer, and he used it as Mickey's rival, who also happens to be Minnie's uncle, Mortimer Mouse. Now again, as we walk through this area here, there are going to be stores on either side. And one of the more notable ones is actually at the end of Buena Vista Street here on the right-hand side, called Trolley Treats. And that is where you're going to get a lot of your baked goods here at Disney California Adventure. Just like Candy Palace over at Disneyland or Pooh Corner, they have Trolley Treats here at DCA, and that is going to be located right there off to our right-hand side. Now that building straight ahead of you that you see, that is the Carthay Circle restaurant, modeled after the famous Carthay Circle Theater in Los Angeles. But there's something else special about the Carthay Circle that you maybe didn't know. On the ground floor of that building is a special area called Club 1901. And most people know about Club 33 over at Disneyland. Well, Club 1901 is the Club 33 of Disney California Adventure. Now, it's still for Club 33 members. It is just their location here at DCA. Why 1901? Well, because that is the year that Walt Disney was born. Now we're going to turn left and actually head down Sunset Boulevard. And this is going to take us to Hollywood Land in just a little bit. Now over off to our left is a popcorn cart that often sells specialty popcorn buckets, and seasonally you'll see them have a huge long line of people trying to get that popcorn bucket, and that's one of the locations that you can get it. It's right here on Sunset Boulevard. As we swing over to the right, you'll see the Disney Junior Dance Party, which is mostly for little kids, in my opinion. I haven't done it in a really long time. It is Disney Junior, of course, but they've got various shows throughout the day, and if you have little ones that love Disney Junior, then that is going to be a place that you want to visit. On the left-hand side of the road here, we have Award Wieners, which is one of the quick service locations here at Disney California Adventure that sells mostly hot dogs. Not my favorite place, but if you love a good hot dog, they have some specialty ones here. And right next door is Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is about a 12-minute long show that plays popular Disney scenes and songs, and I absolutely love it. To the right-hand side is the animation building, Disney Animation, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that you have to go check out. There's a meet and greet for Anna and Elsa. There is a learn how to draw your favorite Disney characters in there. Actually, it's about a 20 to 30 minute long program where they teach you how to draw a character. Additionally, there is a lower portion in that building that is called the Sorcerer's Workshop that not a lot of people know about. It's also drawing related, where you can create an animation on a strip of paper and then spin it on a wheel, and you'll be able to see it in action. They used to have the Beast's Library down there, but that has since closed, but the Sorcerer's Workshop remains open. They also have Turtle Talk with Crush in that building, which is a great interactive show where your kids can talk to Crush, and Crush actually answers their questions. It's got a lot of humor in it, and it's a really great time. I go to it every chance I can. Now, staring at that building, we are going to spin to the left, pass by Schmoozies, where you can get some smoothies and milkshakes, and enter this arch that says Hollywood Studios. Now, back here we are going to find Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. And you may feel like this doesn't really fit the theme of this land, and you would be correct, and that's intentional, because the ride that it replaced, I don't even remember the name of it, some limo ride, is infamously known as the worst attraction in Disney Park history. And so they wanted to have a clean break from the feeling of that ride, so they've put in Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. All of Disneyland itself actually used to be a parking lot. Now, many of you will know that if you've been coming to Disneyland for a long time. This was Disneyland's parking lot. This whole area was nothing but a parking lot, and it got changed into Disney California Adventure. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer them. DCA was also originally supposed to be known as Westcott, a West Coast version of Walt Disney World's Epcot, but it was scrapped because it would have cost too much, somewhere in the figure of $3 billion. In fact, they wanted to add the Epcot ball, Spaceship Earth. It's 180 feet in Walt Disney World. They wanted to add it here, make it gold, and 300 feet tall. Yeah, it would have been insane. Of course, now we are entering Avengers Campus. Straight ahead is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which used to be Tower of Terror. Joe Rohde had a huge hand in making this transformation a reality, and it opened the same day that Avatar Pandora did over in Disney's Animal Kingdom. And Joe Rohde was actually at the opening of both. It was an insane day, but he made it happen. Flew from the East Coast to the West Coast to be here for the opening of both attractions. I love Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Personally, I think it was a phenomenal update to the old attraction. And considering the old one is still in Walt Disney World, I can ride both, which is great. I wish they would do that more often with the theme parks, that they would have the same rides but altering versions on the different coasts. Like, I feel like we need to have Soarin' over California come back here at Disneyland and then Soarin' around the world over at Walt Disney World. That would be great if they would make that change, of course. Straight ahead is PIM Test Kitchen, and there's a couple of secrets that I want you to know. Actually, Avengers Campus is chock full of secrets. A lot of them that I couldn't even tell you. I read them all. They just don't stick in my brain. Most of the ones that I'm sharing with you today are things that come off the top of my head. Of course, the whole idea of PIM Test Kitchen is the PIM particles are used to enlarge everything. And right here we have either Ant-Man or the Wasp's cell phone. That's what this is supposed to be, an enlarged cell phone, which is the menu board for the area. Now we're actually going to go inside because I want to show you some more of the secrets this way. Now, if you come in here to the fountain room and you actually turn to the right towards the condiments, we're going to see this giant ketchup and mustard. And if we zoom in, we're going to see that it says Bountiful Valley Farm. We'll talk more about that once we get outside. There are also these sodas hanging from the ceiling, and there is a bread clip that is binding all of the wires. And if you take a look there, that date is actually the birthday of either Evangeline Lilly or Paul Rudd. And here on the other side is a different one with a different birth date. Again, I'm not sure which is which, but there they are. Bountiful Valley Farms was actually the name of this area in the original iteration of Disney California Adventure. It's what preceded Bugs Land. Bugs Land replaced Bountiful Valley Farms, and then of course Avengers Campus replaced Bugs Land. So it's a nod back to what this land used to be from the very beginning. Isn't that pretty neat? Now, as we've come out of the restaurant here, they are doing one of their shows over above the Avengers Vault building, where the Quinjet is docked behind that tree. So we can't really look at that way or go that way right now. We're gonna spin and head this direction. Straight ahead is the Shawarma Palace, and this is actually a clever little Easter egg, a nod to the end credits scene of the original Avengers from 2012. Shawarma Palace is the place where our heroes are eating in that scene, and it's pretty neat. Then over on the right-hand side, we have the entrance to Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. A lot of people don't like that ride, but I enjoy it quite a bit. And on the left is Web Suppliers, where you can purchase some web slingers, which will improve your score on the ride. So Disney working in a little bit of the merchandising to improve the experience on a ride, get a higher score, that sort of thing, in order to increase spending in the park. Pretty genius little thing if you do ask me. I've never bought one, but I think it's a neat idea anyway. Now, as you're walking down that path, you might walk right past this tree over here, but this is actually the Hulk tree. If you look at the trees on either side, they're much smaller than this tree, and it's also a little bit greener, a little bit brighter of a green. And so this is specifically a tree that is supposed to be the Hulk. Let's keep walking. Over off to our right, on the upper level, is where they do the Spider-Man show, and the high-flying Spidey goes swinging and flying through the air. But over here off to the right is this little mural here, and it's signed by Miles Morales, who is the ultimate Spider-Man. Miles has yet to make it into the MCU and a live-action film. He does have a video game, though, on the PlayStation 5, and it's a pretty good one. I love it. Here in the entrance to Avengers Campus, we have a giant arc reactor in the floor. Yes, this is what powers Iron Man's suit. And here it symbolizes what powers all of Avengers Campus. We've turned left now from the exit, or rather entrance of Avengers Campus, and we are headed down towards Cars Land, one of my favorite lands in Disney California Adventure. It's the cutest little town in Carburetor County. There's the entrance sign, and we swing down the land here. Immediately to our right is actually Fillmore's. So a little place where you can grab some potato chips or some fruit or drinks, just a little refreshment stand. And then to the left is the entrance to Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. Various points throughout the year, Mater's actually gets an overlay. It's a Halloween overlay and a Christmas overlay. And then on the right-hand side of the road here, we have Sarge's Surplus Hut, a little store. They've got a tiny model of Radiator Springs in there, which is pretty neat. But, I mean, you do have the big Radiator Springs just outside. You'll see the Cozy Cone Motel over here off to the left. There are 5 cones, and each of the cones have different food items that you can get additionally outside the office. They'll often have a meet and greet with Mater or Lightning McQueen, Red, and other characters. However, nothing going on right now, which actually presents a nice opportunity for us because we can look for one of the secrets in the window. Now, if you are looking in the window here, you'll see the desk. If we zoom in, underneath those cones there, we see Buzz Lightyear, Hammy the Pig, and Rex. And of course, that's right here at the office window. Now, generally the meet and greet happens right here, and when that's going on, you can't get up to the window to look. They do have another secret on the other side, but there are people currently standing against that glass, so we're not gonna go poke at it just now. Instead, we're gonna continue the tour. And straight ahead is Flo's V8 Cafe, which of course is designed to look like an engine. We have the air filter, and we have the pistons, the spark plugs, and all sorts of things here. I love the theming of Flo's. It is phenomenal, top-notch appearance and theming here. Really, really great. The food is so-so. It's not my favorite place to eat, but they do have good food from time to time with the seasonal offerings. Then we have Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters over here, currently open at the moment. A lot of the times it's not because it's a trackless ride. It breaks a lot of times. So if you do see it open, make sure you give it a ride. We're gonna walk down here towards the end of Radiator Springs. We see Stanley down here, the town founder, and his little water fountain straight ahead. But the most popular ride in all of Disney California Adventure is down this way, and that is Radiator Springs Racers, currently a 70-minute standby wait, which is honestly not terrible. I mean, it could be better. I wouldn't get in line personally if it's anything over 50, and even then you could end up waiting 75 if the circumstances aren't right for you. But still a great ride, definitely worth riding. They do have a single rider line. It's my preferred way to ride that attraction. I recently rode a single rider when it was a 110-minute standby wait. I think it took me 25 minutes, but the ride had broken for about 5 of those minutes. So it was really only about a 20-minute wait. It wasn't too bad, actually. 20 minutes beats 110 any day. The store to our left is Ramon's House of Body Art, and like I said, it's just a store. They sell Cars merchandise in there. And we are going to actually go down the left path here. There's one more secret in Cars Land that I want to share with you before we continue the tour on over into San Fransokyo Square. Little helpful hint, if you are eating at Flo's, they do have indoor seating, but I prefer to sit on the outside row here. Come out here and watch Radiator Springs Racers go by as you eat. It's a beautiful vista, and I highly recommend that you do that. That's where you sit. We've done that quite a few times. It is a joy. Now, where is it? Oh, it's actually almost walked past it because it's on the left-hand side of this canyon here. So do you see the mountain range here? Yeah, that's called the Cadillac Mountain Range. and that is modeled after Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, which is a real place. I've actually been there. Here's some footage of that place. It was pretty neat. I don't know if I'd stop again, but it was worth doing it at least once. And this is the back entrance that is going to take us into San Fransokyo Square. But we can see the butte here, and maybe the cars will go by as we're walking. Maybe. Waiting. Here they come, I can hear it. There it is. Here we go, crossing under the bridge now. And straight ahead you'll be able to see the arches of the Golden Gate Bridge. Of course, it has been updated for the mashup between San Francisco and Tokyo, San Fransokyo Square. This is one of the primary eating locations at Disney California Adventure. There are 3 major restaurants located here. To our left is going to be Cocina Cucamonga. To our right is Lucky Fortune Cookery. And straight ahead with the pink umbrellas is Aunt Cass Cafe. Now, Aunt Cass is the only one that is actually themed towards Big Hero 6, which is what this area, the whole area is supposed to be themed after. You can hear the Japanese music playing above us. But the other 2 restaurants were here beforehand when it was the Pacific Wharf, though they have received menu upgrades, which have the new Japanese, Asian-inspired flair to their menus. Now we're gonna head out through the Golden Gate Bridge to continue our tour. Well, supposedly the wharf that we just walked through, Pacific Wharf as it used to be, supposedly it used to rumble every now and again to emulate an earthquake. I don't think I've ever noticed that. I don't know if they still do it. I mean, it's still San Francisco themed, so it would still be appropriate. I just don't know if that is the case. Straight ahead is everyone's favorite attraction. I'm being sarcastic. It's one of my son's favorite attractions, though. Mickey's Death Wheel. No, that's not what it's called. It's just a nickname. It's called the Pixar Pal Around. It used to be called Mickey's Fun Wheel, and that's where it got the Mickey's Death Wheel, because it used to be Mickey's Fun Wheel. But you can see the Incredicoaster there in the background. We are going to be heading into Pixar Pier shortly. All right, here we go. Now we're heading into Pixar Pier. Over off to the right-hand side, the right spire that you see is actually Lamplight Lounge. Looks like this line is probably for Lamplight Lounge. It's one of the most popular dining locations in the entire Disneyland Resort. Definitely the most popular dining location at Disney California Adventure. There is a secret room in there that is called the Office, and the only way that you can get in that secret room, it only fits 13 people. You either have to be famous or be really, really lucky with a party size more than 8 people. It's kind of like your own private little dining space with your own, exclusive wait staff. Never been in there, just heard about it, read about it, that sort of thing. Like I said, never experienced it myself. Over off to our left is Adorable Snowman Frosted Treats, which is of course based on Monsters, Inc. And the Adorable Snowman who, it's Lemon! And he's got lemon and mango ice cream over there for you. There are a variety of billboards on the wall, and they're just fun to look at. I especially love Becky there. Incredicoaster being pretty loud as it launches off. So we're gonna wrap this way. Incredicoaster, of course, used to be California Screamin'. One of my favorite lines in the ride when you're watching the pre-show video. Violet says, "Sure, slap our names on an old ride." It's a great ride, though. It is a great ride, even with the retheme cookie, num num cookie. I really like the whole attraction. I think it's pretty great, and they did a good job with the update. Pixar Pier is one of the busier places, so it's gonna possibly get a little crowded as we're walking through here. And I might need to skip through certain segments and sections as we're walking. But as with a lot of the lands here in Disney California Adventure, there's just a lot of Easter eggs. And I don't know necessarily about secrets, but little things that if you're paying close attention, you probably didn't even know it was there. And we're going to see if we can find some of them as we look around here. Jesse's Critter Carousel off to our left has one of them. And here it is right next to the entrance, or exit to the ride rather. We have Billy the Goat, which is from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So here he is. A little homage to him at Jesse's Critter Carousel. Poultry Palace straight ahead is actually from the Pixar short Small Fry. If you've ever seen that short, you will recognize Poultry Palace. Pretty decent chicken, if I do say so. And to the left is Toy Story Midway Mania, and we see Jesse doing a meet and greet out front right now. They do have a variety of characters here. I've seen Buzz and Bo Peep, maybe even Woody. I can't remember if I've seen Woody there or not. I know that Woody and Jesse actually both do meet and greets over at Disneyland as well. Toy Story Midway Mania is one of my family's favorite rides. One of the places that we come to for rope drop a lot of the times, because it's got a 40-minute wait right now. To avoid that wait, we rope drop the attraction. To our right is a little cart called Angry Dogs, based off of Inside Out, and they have a spicy hot dog there that is pretty decent. They've got a little popcorn booth here, and if you didn't know, they've got these little things in here called Roasty Toasties, and this one is Duke Kaboom themed, so that's really, really neat. Every single popcorn cart has a unique Roasty Toasty. Just opposite that are some Midway games, and they're classic Midway games. We have the water gun squirter, we have the fish pond, and here is where you can get some tokens to play those games. The cost is $5 equals 1 token. And they do have some decent prizes at some of these, but a lot of times you can't get the best prize unless there's a lot of players. Here we have the candy corn toss.
Hey, good morning.
Hello. And this is the rollerball derby, so I really love this sort of game. Right now we're actually behind the Pixar Pal Around, and the entrance to that attraction is right over here off to the right. And directly opposite that is the Pixar Promenade. This is another popular meet and greet location for characters. I've seen Mike and Sully here, Doug and Carl, some of the Toy Story characters as well. Quite a few vary on who is here. Nobody here at the moment. And then Bing Bong's Sweet Stuff is another trolley treats type location in addition to a gift shop down here at the end of Pixar Pier. We are actually passing under the Incredicoaster right now, and it's there it goes, right above us. To our left is Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind. It was under refurbishment recently, but obviously it appears to be open again. Not too long, just like some minor updates. Didn't actually change anything about the attraction. Some maintenance things, upkeep to keep the attraction from breaking down, especially as we get close to the busy spring break season. Now we're leaving Pixar Pier behind and we're entering Paradise Gardens Park. You see Silly Symphony swings up there off to the right. And Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta to our left. During different times of the year, this whole area is often themed to whatever the season is, and right now it's Lunar New Year. So they've got a lot of this, they've actually got some live music, some meet and greets with some exclusive characters that are maybe not necessarily exclusive, but you know, like Minnie is in her New Year outfit, Lunar New Year outfit. Which you see pictured there up on the hanging sign. But a lot of that stuff goes on over to the area off to our left. Now to our right, we're coming up on Jumpin' Jellyfish, which if you didn't know, I actually recently learned this. Jumpin' Jellyfish is themed after the Little Mermaid. In fact, Sebastian shouts the exclamation, "Jumpin' Jellyfish!" Jumpin' Jellyfish! And you can see that right now. Then, directly opposite Jumpin' Jellyfish is Goofy's Sky School. And this is a standard Wild Mouse attraction that's a fun theme to Goofy teaching you how to fly. Definitely worth checking out. Some of the seating that you see over off to our left is for Corn Dog Castle. And also a lot for the food booths that happen through here, because now we are entering festival territory, especially for Lunar New Year. Some of that festival stuff is, the booths are going to be up here. And definitely come to a festival if you have never been to DCA during a festival. There are 3 of them throughout the year. Lunar New Year at the beginning of the year, Food and Wine Festival in March and April, and at the end of the year we have Festival of Holidays. All have fantastic, tasty food. I don't want to neglect to mention the Golden Zephyr over here off to our right. One of the only remnants of the old California theme that this pier had. Everything else is related to a Disney IP of some sort. The entrance to the Little Mermaid is over here off to our left. This has been moved within the last couple of months. If it's been a while since you have been to Disneyland, they moved the entrance down here because they added a lightning lane. So you no longer use the main entrance up at the other end of the building. That is now closed. And as we get closer to that portion of the building, I do want to point out the King Triton bronze statue that is sticking out there at the top of the building. That has actually been repurposed from Fantasyland over in Disneyland. So I don't know when that was ever in Fantasyland. I just know that they repurposed it and brought it over here. That used to be in Disneyland. It's also, this is supposed to be an aquarium theme. It's supposed to look like an aquarium, like it's part of the aquarium for Pixar Pier. Right now we are actually heading back to the, it's like a mini hub area, if you will, right where we exited the bridge from San Fransokyo Square. That's where this like little lighthouse thing is. And if we were to continue going straight, we would be going back towards the entrance to Cars Land and Avengers Campus. And we don't want to do that. So we're actually going to turn to the left from here, and this path is going to take us to the Grizzly Peak recreation area. Now honestly, there's not a whole lot to look at down this way right now with Grizzly River Run closed, but I still do want to take you down this path. Now normally with Grizzly River Run open, this pathway off to the right would be open and you could take a back path, which is actually really scenic, quiet, and not a whole lot of crowds, which is perfect for meandering through and looking at the sights, but you can't do that right now. So the only option is for us to head down this way. There are a few items of note along the way. The first is going to be this churro cart, and a lot of the churro carts at Disney California Adventure, each of them have seasonal churros. Not right now, actually, maybe, no, they do. They have a Lunar New Year churro. And this one is an orange ginger churro for $7.25. You should check all the churro carts whenever you come for specialty seasonal churros. Like I said, each cart usually has its own special seasonal churro. So they don't all sell the same things. They all sell regular churros, however. Then over off to our left is the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, which is mostly based off of Brother Bear, the Disney movie. But they also have a few other themes in there as well. I can't remember what they are anymore, but obviously Brother Bear because of the bears here on the outside. Now this path is going to take us down towards the entrance to Grizzly River Run. You can see the big grizzly bear towering above the landscape. Russian River Outfitters to the right is a gift shop that it's got some interesting stuff in it. It's not like your typical Disney things. They do have some of those typical Disney things, but they also have like National Geographic merchandise in there, as well as like flip-flops and towels. You can check out my Disney California Adventure merch guide if you would like to see everything that every store has to offer. Now, I don't remember the exact date that Grizzly River Run is set to reopen off the top of my head, but it is definitely before spring break. I think it's even before the beginning of March even. So if you are wondering, that is only 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away, and Grizzly River Run will definitely be open and all these walls will be down. To our left is the entrance to the Grand Californian Hotel. This is a dedicated entrance just to that hotel, and if you want to go eat at the restaurants at the Grand Californian or just go into the Grand, you absolutely can. And you don't have to be a hotel guest to come back through this entrance into the park. Anybody can. So it's a really great option for you if you want to go in there and just take a break or get a bite to eat. And we are very nearly done with our tour. When we reach the end of the Grizzly Peak Recreation Area, we will be back at the main hub of this park, and that is the Carthay Circle restaurant area, and then we will be done. But we are coming up on one final attraction here. The building straight ahead, the green building with a little checkered pattern on the roof, is going to be Soarin' Around the World. During the Food and Wine Festival in March and April, it does turn back into Soarin' Over California, one of my favorite attractions. It is a little outdated. That's probably why they changed it, of course, but it still has this nostalgic feel for me of the original Soarin' that I knew And I love it a lot. And I know I'm not alone in that thought. A lot of people like the original Soarin'. And there it is, Carthay Circle straight ahead. But the tour is not over until we get to it, because there's a few more things along the way that are worth pointing out. And the first is going to be that Humphreys Service Supplies is open during this construction renovation that they've got going on. And then we have Smoke Jumpers Grill over off to our left. And Smoke Jumpers recently added a breakfast option to their menu. There wasn't a whole lot of breakfast here at Disney California Adventure prior to that opening, just Pim Test Kitchen and a few random carts here or there. But now that Smoke Jumpers has opened up, they have a breakfast sandwich and 2 burritos. The burritos are phenomenal. I have not tried the breakfast sandwich as of yet, but if you are looking for a good place for breakfast, visit Smoke Jumpers Grill. Not a big fan of eating there for lunch or dinner. And that's it. We are going to be full circle here now back to the front of the park. And what I said, the few things I wanted to mention, Willie's Churro is another churro cart. I wanted to show you the seasonal churro right now for this churro cart. It is going to be the carrot cake churro. So again, all the carts have a different churro. You'll have to check them out. And that's it for our time here today, going on a full tour of Disney California Adventure, sharing with you some secrets along the way. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you missed my Disneyland tour, click this video to keep watching. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.